a real life example of what it is to actually, kind of embrace yourself. How powerful is that? Welcome, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Deepika. It's an honor to be, back on CD platform, this time in a very different format. And this time with a much larger group, I must say. And I'm so thrilled to see so many inspirational women, in this batch. And I'm happy and that I got this opportunity to come back and share my experience with all of you. I must mention that I'm just like any one of you. So I should say that, while CD holds a very special place in my heart, CD and the entire CD team is very, very close. Having said that, I still continue to be that same inquisitive, at times worried, at times nervous kind of a person who's still on a journey and who continues to be, pursuing this journey of self-development. More than self-development, my journey has been about self-reflection, self-introspection, trying to understand what are my strengths and probably what are my opportunities, and hence what can be leveraged to keep moving ahead. So I think one mantra that I have followed over a period of time is that how do I ensure that I keep moving ahead? With that, let me introduce myself. My name is Deepika Rajor. Deepika has already given the brief around my professional background. Just to quickly share, I come with 11 years of experience in HR domain. Currently, I am handling a talent acquisition leadership role with one of the top FMCG organizations in India. I have worked with a couple of industries. So I worked with power sector, I worked with automobile, and I also worked with personal care as an industry, extending to the larger arm of FMCG now. For me, last 3 years, and I started my journey with CD way back in 2019 February, and that was the inaugural chapter, the launch chapter for Delhi. And the journey started then, and ever since the journey started, I think I've never looked back. And this journey has also not been the smoothest of the journeys, to be very honest. I've had all kinds of conversations with Deepika and have been fortunate to have got mentoring and coaching sessions by, Amrit, from Rashmi during the, CD Plus cohort, and even through Cherian. I think it has been a pleasure to have got mentored by these wonderful, leaders who come with their expertise. And never even once have I felt uncomfortable in reaching out to any one of them. And today, I think with Amrit, and there's one more very inspirational leader, Kavita, I feel so comfortable reaching out to, sharing my mind, sharing my thoughts with them, and seeking guidance in terms of how I can handle a particular situation, both at a professional as well as a personal front. Having said that, I want to make a confession, and I'm not sure if I have told this to Deepika. When I registered for the Delhi chapter, I honestly, just like any other millennial professional, had no clue what I'm getting into. Registered for it because one of my friends registered for it and was the winner of, the Bangalore chapter in 2018. I felt that if she can do it, I can also do it. I should give it a shot. But I must share with you that when I had my first round of conversation with Deepika, the initial interaction which happens to get through and get shortlisted to participate in this particular coveted forum, I realized that I'm so lost. I'm getting into something which I don't even know what my goal is to achieve from. But eventually, as it started getting unfolded, and when I landed onto those 2 days of intensive engagement with a lot of other inspirational women, a lot of leaders who came in and brought in their expertise, I realized that I've been living in a situation where I myself was never a priority, right? I'm a mother of a 6-year-old. Now she's 6. At that time, she was 3.5. So I used to be so occupied with the responsibility of being a mother, of being a daughter-in-law, of being a wife, and also trying to manage a career in parallel, right? I used to train people. I was a training professional at that time. And I used to feel that I don't think I ever need, development for my own self. But in these 2 days, which I attended with the Delhi chapter, I realized that it's a myth. You know, I as early as I'm able to accept the fact that I also need development, I also need to focus on myself, prioritize myself, and then move ahead, only then there'll be an unlock on probably a phase of frustration that I'm going through right now. Were there guilts? Yes, there were tremendous number of guilts, which were pulling me back from, taking steps towards my own development. Guilt of being away from my child, guilt of being away from my family, not nurturing them. Let's say when I'm sitting in this training intervention, watching a movie in the night, and, I still remember that experience. Shedding tears and sharing my experiences with my fellow participants at that time, while my in-laws struggling to cook food and, trying to serve it to all of themselves. But then I think I realized that it's worth it. At the end of those 2 days, I realized that many a times, because of the guilt that we go through, and as women, there are lots and lots of guilts that we go through every day. We wake up with the guilt that, oh my god, I slept so late. We then again sleep with the guilt that, oh my god, I worked so late today, I could not spend time with my family. So all of these guilts somewhere push us to pull ourselves back from taking care and prioritizing our own development. Through these 2 days, my realization was, what exactly is the definition of Deepika Rajor as an individual, if not as a professional, right? I went with a mindset that, I want to win the competition. And I must confess to you that that realization on the first day, it was completely broken down. And I was standing in front of Deepika, completely pouring in front of her, saying that I don't know how to deal with this anxiety of not being able to accept that this is not about winning, right? This is about exploring myself. This is about understanding myself better and continuing to become a better professional and a person every day. My journey did not stop there. CD was about reflection. CD was about, acknowledging that I need to prioritize. Then I moved on to the second step as well, because I was so inspired, so touched with CD. I thought that my journey has to continue. My journey of being more vocal, my journey of prioritizing myself, my journey of getting to know myself should continue. And that's where I registered for CD Plus. CD Plus was about experiences. CD Plus was about life lesson. CD Plus was about getting mentored by these fantastic leaders. And CD Plus actually forced me and pushed me to have an action plan, right? To be very honest. And that action plan, even today, I must share with you, I had that presentation which I made for myself, which I remember Amrit being my coach. We had finalized that plan, and I still look back at that plan to make sure that I am moving in the right direction. And does that mean that the journey on development has ended, or that's it? The answer is no. This was probably just the first or second step towards it. And I must say that I have become a much more confident, a much more, I would say assertive a person, because I no longer hold back. I no longer honestly think about who am I talking to. I just make sure that I am heard. I just make sure that I'm heard, and I respect every individual who I'm talking to, and that I'm not taken for granted anywhere. Right. So I think these are three things that I have picked up. For me, CD will always be about having a safe place. This is a safe place where whenever I come, I share anything and everything that I feel. In every other forum, I share what I have done. Here, I share what I feel. And I think that's what we all should take away probably from this. I'm not sure if I am, I can give advice to anyone, but I think the one thing that I have learned is, this is a forum, this is a platform where we have, or I have come across people with whom I can share my feelings, I can express myself, and not probably boast about what I have done in past. All of that everyone can see, right? But what people can't see is my inner self. And this is the place where I end up expressing my inner self. This is the place where I end up getting suggestions and inputs on how I can become better as a person, as an individual, and hence eventually ending up reflecting that in my leadership style as I move ahead on my career journey as well. And I must say, have been very, very lucky to also have a very supportive family. They have always made sure that I do not end up compromising on any of the aspects. I think it's at times also important to have a dialogue with them, because there are a lot of expectations which sometimes we are not comfortable with. So having that healthy dialogue with the family also supported, my journey all through. The journey is still continuing. There are still certain guilts. There are still a lot of challenges that I'm facing. But I think the happy thing about the whole piece is that today I am feeling glad that I am sharing this with all of you. Probably 2.5, 3 years back, I would not have been so confident to come forward and share without being emotional about it. So I think that's very, very important. I feel more empowered. I feel more capable of expressing. And I feel that I understand a lot of situations or phases of life that a lot of women go through. And I think all of us are in the same phase. Some of you might be slightly ahead, some of you might be catching up, and in terms of the phases of life. So all of us have experiences and learnings that we can share. I had mine. I hope that my experiences, you know, um, um, you could relate to my experiences, and to some extent, the whole essence of CD actually connected with you in this journey, or in this yesterday and today, time period that you invested in your own self. I want to congratulate each one of you that you chose to be a part of CD, because this is the first ever decision that I made in my life towards investing time, effort, and money, to be very honest, on my own self. And I'm proud of that decision. I want to continue to make that investment, and I want to make sure that I become better and better every day with the kind of activities that I do. With that, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. It was lovely to hear you. It was, and I'm excited to also, attend the rest of the session as well, because I remember my own experience at that time. I want to witness that, and I hope that, the one thing that you all go back with is the fact that you're more proud of your own self. Forgetting about whether I win, whether I lose. I think that's just a part, that's just a format probably that is there. But go back with a feeling of pride for your own self, is what I would say. Have a peaceful sleep tonight after a long, long day. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, experience the new self, that you are now aware of, and you can help, towards your own professional journey from here on. So thank you for having me here. And I hope my words connected with someone, at least someone in the group.
Okay, Deepika,
About
can I
being
just go
emotional.
next?
Yes.
Girls,
Sure.
this was voice in front of you. Super example. I don't have to say anything more. This is what we see when we truly bring out our voice. So thank you, Deepika. You were just like a walking proof of what we discussed. Thank you very much for being so vulnerable and authentically you. Thanks a lot.
I
Deepika.
could see the pride in Deepika Trehan and Amrita Ahuja, right? I think they could really sense the kind of authenticity in terms of what you were sharing. I think fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, I put it on the chat, and I'm going
I
to
saw
read it
that,
out if you want. Deepika, your authenticity is amazing. And I remember our mentoring chat. So it's just amazing to the journey that you've covered. And I think, as Rashmi said, even the voice and the authenticity, my God, what a remarkable journey of your expression.